Let's first start here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is King Sam, and I make motion graphics and graphics and related content right here on YouTube. And if there's anything that interests you, please remember like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos just like this. And today we are going to be continuing the animation that we started in our previous video. I'm going to make sure that every file that you need to create this, so that's the Illustrator file for people that are going to like get it and work along with me from the previous videos. And for previous video and this video, you get the Illustrator file, and I'm also going to drop the final finished file. And in this video, we're just going to be going over some principles that is going to make our design a whole lot better. Some design principles that I have used personally, and some that I even came across recently that is going to make our design a whole lot better. And um let's see where we stopped yesterday, because yesterday we made an application intro that is just very, very cool. And please, at any point in time, if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, you're confused, please, I'll be looking at the chat so I can answer your questions. If you have any problem, and hey, Larry Media, what's up? How you doing now? Welcome to the chat. If you have any problem, I'll be answering you. If you have any questions, I'll be answering you. If there's anything that you don't understand, I'll be answering you. So just say it in the comment section and I'll be sure to get to you. If you guys cannot hear me, maybe something's wrong with my audio, please can also draw my attention to it also, that I can answer you properly. And I want this to be very, very interactive. Towards the end of this stream, there's going to be like a live question and answer class. That it doesn't even matter if it's not part of the animation. Maybe something that you want to find my opinion about, or if there's a problem with your After Effects, or if there's any question you have After Effects related that you want me to answer. Not After Effects related, just creativity, general related. Maybe it's in terms of like financing, how to price or anything. I'll answer it at the end. And I'll also be giving a lot of sites that I get free things from, and I'm also going to just be drop a whole lot of value. So yeah, you guys, this video is about to cook and it's about to do something amazing. So yesterday, this is where we actually stopped in our yesterday class. So we did not have this too. The test I was trying to run on it. So at the end of yesterday, when we finished animating everything yesterday, we stopped here. So this is what we had in general, and it's very, very cool. It looks crazy and it looks great. The video is still up. You can just check our live stream yesterday and you just see how we created this from beginning to end. And today we are going to take it a bit further and we're going to convert this into this. So this is Premiere Pro. And okay, let me on my device audio. Okay, you guys will be able to hear that. And this is what we're going to be creating today. Let me make this bigger so that you guys can see better. Okay. So as you can see now, we are going to be just converting it from something that looks, this is a very good animation on its own. It's a very cool looking animation on its own, but we're just going to add a bit of principle and design element that is just going to make it, a bit better, and going to make it a little bit more interactive so that you can feel the animation better and you can actually get some sound effects. I'm also be giving you sites and places that you can get feel side sound effects, because every single sound effects that I used in this animation here, you guys can download it for free by yourself, and I'll be showing you how to download it uh, during the entire process. Sorry. Sorry. So first things first, we have our animation like this that is looking cool. And one of the things that you can do anytime that you have animations is you need your animations to have weight, and you need your animations to be able to convey and tell a story. One of the things I'll never allow anybody do, and I don't like it, is at any point in time that you're doing animations, your design must always be moving. So you don't have a point in time that there is nothing moving on your screen. For example, now if you play this animation back from the beginning till the end, okay, Echoey director, the creator, After Effects expressions. No problem. We can talk about some After Effects expressions as we go forward. Um so what was I? So at any point in time, you can actually just may have something moving. If you watch this video, for example, animation stops, animation stops, animation stops. So there are just microseconds where the animation stops. But to hold people's attention, because human beings, our attention span, especially nowadays, is very, very limited. So something must always be moving on your screen just to be able to hold people's attention. And even if the motion is not going to be like very fast motion, or it's going to be like a very what is what I'm looking for? A very obvious motion is just supposed to be there. So now that I'm done with this animation like this, now what I'd like to do is, first of all, you can actually do all of this in this folder, but normally I just like recomposing the layer so that it can help me a little bit better. So I don't have to be working on 125 layers at the same time. And we have our something pre-composed like this. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this into a 3D layer. So I'm just going to click this button right here. If you cannot see the button, you just have to toggle between modes like this and turn into a 3D layer. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new camera and 35 mm. Click on OK. Now I'm going to use the camera now to add movement to my layer. Now, see my camera here, see everything here. You can see that nothing changes because we're not still add the animations to the camera. Now, second thing I'll tell you guys is never animate the camera directly. Uh, I know so a lot of times some people enter the camera and use these camera options here. And with camera options here, you can change anything you want to change. You can zoom in, zoom out, move the camera around. But don't do that because it's a lot better for you to use nulls to control your camera than control the camera directly because you have to start stacking nulls on top of each other. So instead of me just creating the camera and controlling the camera once, I'm just going to be using nulls and null elements to control the camera. So I'm just going to create a new null object. And this is my null object now. I'm going to make it a 3D layer. I'm going to select my camera here and I'm just going to parent my camera to this particular null. So now if I open this null's position now, I move it forward and backward, it's controlling the camera's forward and backward movement. So if I move it down, I bring it up, the null now is controlling the camera. So let's just take it back here like this now. Now, like I said, something must always be moving. Now I have this my first animation that comes here. So from this what is the weather here like this. Now let's say I want to add a secondary animation to that. Now what I can do is that I say, okay, I want as this what is the weather is animating in like this. I want it to have like a zoom animation. So I can make a keyframe on this animation here and I can go back to the beginning and I'm just going to increase that like a lot. If I play that back now, you can see that we have this very cool looking, you can see we have this very cool looking like zoom out transition. Now, like always, you always have to, arrange your work and make your work look smooth because things don't are not like linear in the real life. So you have to always give your graph or make your graph editor something smooth. Uh, okay, Echoey, no problem. I'll work on something like that actually, making like a dedicated video for expressions. But there's a way you can actually do expressions and make expressions by yourself. I think using Claude. I can like make a video about that. No problem. So where was I? So yeah. So let's say I am just going to make this thing stop here. And I'm talking about always easing your keyframes because in real life things are not just linear. Things have like start and stop and it moves and it flows. So I have this plugin that I use called Flow here that I use to make easy graphs. So I don't need to be entering the graph editor every single time that I'm doing it. Yeah. But what I'm just going to do is that I'm going to show you with the plugin and without the plugin, so that in case you don't have the plugin, you guys can just do it for yourself. So I can select these two layers here. I'm going to hit F9 to easy ease. I'm going to open up my graph editor here. Yep. And I'm just going to select this, drag that back so that it's ending very, very slow. And I can select this and move it up a bit. Select this initial part and move it back like this. So you have this cool looking swoop. So you have a very cool animation like that. So it's not looking like it's out of place or anything. Now, like I said before, I can still bring it down a bit like this. Okay, like I said before, things should always keep on moving. But now, as you can see, like after this camera now has just gotten that zoom out animation, it has stopped moving again. So we need to still add more motion to our camera. So what I'm going to do now is that instead of us only just like animating this one again, we are going to animate the camera again. So we're just going to be animating the camera multiple times. But since we already have a position camera here like this, we already have a position camera here like this, we cannot add another position animation when this position animation is going on. So what we start doing now, we start stacking nulls. So what you can do with After Effects is that if I create a new null object again, turn it 3D, I can now say, okay, this camera is parented to this null here. Now I can say this null also now should be parented to this null also. So instead of putting multiple animations on one particular null, I'm just going to make sure that each null controls a particular kind of animation. So let's say I'm coming back here like this. Let's see to the part that is almost stopping here. Now I can open up the position here. I can make a keyframe on the position here, and I'm just going to move down to before this is like this thing zooms out. This thing becomes like this next transition here for this, so somewhere around here, and I'm just going to bring that in a little bit. We can see that we have some black bars out here, so I'm just going to change my composition settings so that our background color is still white, so that there's no difference like that. So I can select this, and I'm just going to easy ease my keyframes like this. For this second one like this, I think I'm just going to leave it like a normal ease keyframe. So let's zoom in a little bit. Control plus. So now if you see how it is now like this, now you can see that there's a bit of movement after this finishes. Now if I play that now, you can see it's a little bit of movement that is still entering, like it's still moving in before the secondary movement comes in. Okay, that is looking pretty cool. Let's go back out again. Now I say, okay, we have another motion here now, and the motion here now is like a pop out motion. So this moves to something bigger now, and I want to make my camera convey that much weight also. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come somewhere around here, and I'm going to create, you guess it, another null object. I'm going to select my previous null here, and I'm just going to parent that to the new null I created and make that a 3D object also. So let's open our position again, make a key from our position. Let's go to the end of the motion. So that is somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here where it like fully pops out. And I'm just going to, make this a bit bigger. I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to do the same graph that I did here. But since I don't want to enter again, I can just use this my, plug in here to just easily make that graph. So I'm just going to move this here and move this back. So if you play that back now, you can see that the camera now has now popped out again. So it's about creating, anticipation and creating like its secondary movement so that it can always accompany your main movement. So I can say there's a bit of a problem. It's starting too fast. So I can just bring this one towards the front a little bit. and I'm just going to bring this towards the back a bit more, back a bit more. Let's see that again. Okay. So now, as the animation is about to stop here, what am I going to do? I'm going to create another null so that I can add a bit of popping animation. So a lot of times, what I'm doing now is that as this animation finishes here, it moves downward, then it becomes big again. Now, before things move and start, you can see that there's an anticipation and there's a reaction. So I'm using this our secondary movement here as an anticipation. So it's going to zoom up, like reduce size before it becomes big. And now, before I want to make this one go from here to here again like this now, I have to either create anticipation for a zoom in animation or create an anticipation from like a zoom out animation. So let's see the one we have. So this one now it becomes small now, but I want the motion here now to make this part big. So let's play that back again. So let's see somewhere around here like this now. I want it to start reducing size because I want to make this next part actually big. So what am I going to do again? I'm going to create another null object, and I'm going to go to this place here, open up my position, like always, parent that, make this 3D, and I'm going to make a keyframe here. I'm going to come down to around the place that the animation is supposed to start. Let's say somewhere around here. I'm just going to reduce that size a bit. I'm going to select, and for this one, it's going to be like the regular ease. I'm just going to use this for like making a regular ease. So let's put that back. So you can see now that the animation now is looking has popped out, starts reducing size. Then for this one now is going to just zoom in back, and I'm going to make this one big. So create new null object, parent that to here, p, come to I think somewhere around here, the keyframe. Let's come to where the animation finishes, somewhere around here, and I'm just going. Oh, sorry, I'm dragging that up. Just going to drag that so that it becomes like very big. Select that, and I'm just going to use that graph editor again to just make this a whole lot better. So this is something that I learned after like paying money for like a course. This anticipation in your motion, and just adding a whole lot of camera movements to your design. It's very important. And since I learned it actually, I have my designs have gotten so much better. So just put it in your mind that most of your animations now need to have like an anticipation and stuff. So the next animation we have now is we have to build up anticipation for this next movement here. As you can see, everything is a bit too big here. And what I want is as it's coming to this place like this now, everything has gone back to like the regular frame. So I'm going to create new null object, and I'm going to build anticipation for it again. So I have to reduce the size and pick with that to here, make that 3D. Let me where's my keyframe? Okay, and let's open up our position here. So I'm going around this place now. I'm going to make keyframe my position, going to the end. Let's see here. This is where it's supposed to stop, somewhere around here. And I have to just reduce the size a bit. Select this two, and I'm just going to do my regular keyframe. Okay, so now I'm about to do the next motion again. Bring that here, and somewhere around here, I'm going to make a keyframe on my position. Come to the end here, somewhere around here where it's about to finish. I'm just going to zoom that out, and I'm going to zoom out until I see like the white edges. Then I'll now start zooming back in again, something like this, because I still want to have, I also want to give it a bit of space so that we can still play with the animations from here. So I can select these two, and I'm still going to just do this over again. So now let's check that out. Yeah, I think I can move this a bit forward also. So I think there's a problem with the keyframe here. Let me do that again so I can just get the animation right. Yeah, so that's better. Okay, so you can see that the animation now is looking a lot more dynamic. So I still have this and this. So for this one like this now, I want it to like zoom out a bit more. Then as it's moving here like this now, it's going to just zoom back in. So create a new null again, because I'm just going to use my null to create that oh Jesus, I'm facing new camera myself now. I'm going to use my null to uh make that animation happen. So from here like this now, I want it to still have like a zoom out effect. So let's still bring after link that. Let's still bring that out somewhere like here. So it's supposed to continue to here. Select. So let's check that out. Okay, there's a bit of an issue with that. Let's bring that forward. I'm in a meeting, sir. Okay. Okay, so let's see that again. Okay, so I think that is better. No, I don't think that's better because I'm seeing a bit of like I'm in a meeting, oh. Sorry, 2 seconds. Yep. Going to go and knock over my router. My router. Okay. Muhammad Imran. Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. Hope you're fine. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So I'm trying to work on the zoom out effect on this. We'll just move that back a bit. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, I think for this one in particular, let me just see if I can just move this back and move this here. So I'm just trying to see how I can make the animation a bit. Nah, it's still too fast. I don't like that. Let's check that again. Put that here. No, it's not looking as smooth as I want it to be. Okay, let's see. Sorry, what was I? So I'm thinking about just moving everything to the back here and just bringing everything down like this to see how it's going to look. Yeah, I think that looks a whole I think that looks a whole lot better. Just having that little bit of movement. Now for the next one here, I want it to have like a zoom in transition back. So I'm going to just create a new null object, and I'm just going to, as always, rent this to here, make a keyframe on my position. I'm going to move down, let's say somewhere around here, and I'm just going to zoom this back in, and I'm just going to apply this animation there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I need that initial animation to be like very very fast, so I'm just going to bring that back here. Nah, I don't like that animation. Let's change the graphic to this one. Let's see how it looks. Let's do back and bring this here. Nah. So this is some of the time this is the problem with motion design. Just trying to make sure that animation is as good as possible. I'm not still liking this final animation. Let me move this back so around here. Yeah, I think something like that is okay. So let me bring this back a bit. Nah, I don't know. I'm not liking. I don't know why I'm not liking this. I think the speed should like happen a bit faster. Let's check that again. Yeah, I think like this is better. I don't know. I'm not liking it. I don't know why. The speed graph is not doing what I'm telling it to do. I don't know why. I'm trying to find a way to like make it very very smooth. Okay, let's check that again. Okay, let's move this forward. Let's see that again. Okay, let's check from here. Okay, I think that's better. So now you can see that we are able to just convert everything from just like a static animation to something that looks a bit more dynamic. Okay, I think that this is stopping. So let's move this back. Let's check that again. Oh Jesus. Yeah, this is why it's not good to be moving things around much. So let's check the animation again. Okay, so that is better. So we have this very very cool dynamic animation right now, and thank God that you guys are able to see how we went from the beginning till the end. Just linking and stacking different nodes have made all the difference. Let's see, let's come back here like this now and see. I think it stops around 9 seconds. So let's have that as 9 seconds. So around here. And if you see the difference now, you can see that what was just a regular static animation of things just moving and stopping now has turned to something more dynamic now with this one right here. So you can see opening up. closing. Yeah. So this is looking good. This is looking perfect. I really, really love it. Next thing that we have to work on now, after we save and export it, we have to start working on the sound design. And sound design will happen, like, personally, you can do the sound design in After Effects here, but I don't like doing sound design in After Effects. I prefer doing my sound design in Premiere Pro, because Premiere Pro is easier for me to just look at the whole timeline and start arranging things for the sound. So as it's opening here, you can actually say, okay, bye bye to After Effects. We are done with whatever we're using After Effects for now. Now, I always open it back. Uh, Now, as this thing is loading, if there's any question, please, you guys can always ask. Please feel free. Remember, you can ask for anything in particular. I'm just going to be answering it. I hope you guys are able to understand the camera movement, the reason why I'm linking the nulls to each other, and how I did it. I don't want you guys to be left behind, or me to just be stuck here talking for hours and you guys are not getting any value. So please, at any point in time, if you don't understand anything, please remember to just reach out to me. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to, open up my Chrome or whatever, and we are going to be using some sites today, and that's like Pixabay. That's one of the sites. And for the second site, we're going to be getting sound design we're going to be downloading it actually from sound. I say sound design, sound effects. There is a free site I saw, free effects I saw recently, and it's the Botanica sound effects pack. Botanica. So just go to, you see Botanica free, Botanica free like this, Botanica free up here. So if you search that down, okay, Larry say it's flowing. Oh, Allah now, map let it flow. So if you search down now like this, you can download the sound effects pack for here for free. It's zero $0. So you can download it for free. So just type in Gumroad, Botanica Gumroad, and you are supposed to see it. Let me see, Botanica free Gumroad. Yeah, I should have dropped this link inside the video description, but you can see the file here. So if you guys want to download free sound effects, you can just download it from here. And also you can use Pixabay, as I'm using right now here. So see Pixabay, all you just need to do is come to sound effects here, and you can just search for any sound effect that you want. For example, this is live football match. Now, finds the logo reveal. So all these are royalty free, so you can use them on all these are royalty free, so you can use them on YouTube videos, anything that you want to use. So very, very cool place to start from. So I think those are the two sites I'm going to be using, and all the sound effects I'm going to be using in this video are either going to be from Botanica, or you can find them on Pixabay. So all of them. So there's nothing you can tell me that you don't know where to get uh, sound effects from, and you don't know what magic you're performing now. Okay, so let's minimize that. And this is like my Botanica, and this is just where I keep all my sound effects here like this. So in the Botanica pack now, you have these three. And first of all, let's create a new composition, and I'm just going to bring in my file that I've exported from After Effects already. Where is that file? Where's the file again, Stefano? Okay, I think I have the file inside here already. I can just that it that it this see the file here. So let's zoom that in so we can open it up better. So now we have this animation here, and my this thing is messed up right now. Okay, so we have this animation now inside what they call this place inside the Premiere Pro, and we are just trying to see. Okay, let's make the sound effects for this particular animation. So the first thing I want to do now is I'm going to go back to my sound effects file, and let me see if I can just reduce the size. That it be easy for us to just go through it. Okay, we have this. Okay, this is really better. So we are supposed to now start with this like move up animation here. I don't know what to call it. This moving animation here, and I'm thinking of something that sounds like oh, just something that looks like a typing or like a cascading animation of sorts. So what I just need to do now is I'm just going to start looking through my sound effects pack to see which one I actually like. So let's see, let's go to our sound effects pack again and let's start clicking on it. Nope, and this one is like short. So now you can hear that this one sounds a lot like typing. This one is like you want something. Okay. I like this one. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm going to use it for something. And I think I can use it for the beginning. And just I can just cut the end. So this one, we now have this. So you can see that the sound effects now is actually matching very well with our text here. Understand? So now you have this animation here, and the animation too is you need to find like something that is going to like work very well for that. So I'm just going to go back to my pack here. So I don't think I can find anyone I like in this one. So let's enter one of these ones. Supposed to find something that we like. Is here now? No. Nepa. Sorry, I'm trying to connect my light to the power source. Okay. So yeah, we're back. Now where were we? Um yeah, we're trying to find what we can use for that. So let's check this. All these are whooshes. They shine. I think we'll use this for our button click animation. We can even say let's see if we can use this for our this thing. So we're just going to make sure that we are actually lining it up with when the animation starts. So somewhere around here. So now you can see we have that very cool animation like that. So you have very cool. Now you have that clicking animation here. So clicking animation is somewhere around here. So I'm just going to bring that back here. So now you can see we have. So this is just how I'm just going to go through everything. Um, let's find another one that to see if we can use. Yeah, let's use this for like the appearance. Anytime it appears, now we're going to use this to like anytime like we have like anything popping out, we're just going to use this sound. Let's see. Okay, it's happening a bit too slow. Maybe I have to cut this in a little bit from the front. Let's check that again. Okay. Well, let's just use this for the. Let's see that. Okay, I think this is actually going to work better for that. So I'm just going to find something I can use for this other one. I'm looking for. So I'm just trying to find the perfect one. Let's check out this one. Okay, I feel like okay, that's good. That's good. So you have everything starting from here. So I'm just going to use that same. Now I'm just going to use that same this thing. Trying to find out what I use in. Let's find out what can I use. Okay. Let's find out what I use for like the complementary sound. Okay. Trying to find like a very cool ambient sound to use. Yeah, I don't like any of these ones here. So finding the right sound a lot of times is just about preference and what I would think is a good like sound effect for a particular icon like this. Now, some people might not actually like it. What I might also another person would think that okay, this is very good. Me, I might not like it. So let's use this one now. See what we have. So now we have something that looks like this, just to accompany that animation of this. And now we can do the same thing for this space here. So we have a click somewhere around here. So that is around here. And just copy that, paste that here. We have another click coming up here. And just copy this here again and paste that here. Now You can see that we have already made like very good progress. Now for this one now, you can already hear that there are like waves here. Let's say I need like a wave sound effect now. Let's say I come here now, just type in wave and click on it. Now with this now, I can now go through some waves that I can use. This is good. So we have this one here. I really like this one. So I can just download that. Let's go to my downloads. Where's my downloads? Yeah. And I'm just going to drag that into here. You can see that there's a lot of loud parts here, but I just want like a very cool part of it. Then I want it to like almost like be in the ambience of this part because you can already start seeing the waves from here. I can just move that to the back here. I'm just going to drag that inward until this transition here. So you can still bring that back. You can still cut that back to somewhere around here. Let's check that out again. Hi. Premiere Pro has crashed. Ah, the first time I'm seeing this after this Premiere Pro crashing is because I'm working and streaming at the same time. And this is why I always save your files. Yeah, thank God for Premiere Pro recovery. And similar just made video about the fact that that Apple no dey crash. I don't say Apple crash. Treat in my eye. Yeah. But I hope you guys understand what I've been saying. I hope you guys are getting the animation and everything of it, of how I'm doing this sound effect. Yeah, because I really like sound effects that can actually make or break your designs and your animations. So please and please just get the principle of what I'm saying. Look at the animation that you are working on at the moment and just craft your sound effects around that particular animation. So it's not anything hard about sound effects or sound design. It's just about your own particular eye or your is it I know this one now be your ear for sound design. Look at what is happening in your front. Look at the animations that are happening and just try and craft your sound around the animations that are happening. So let's just say that we follow that principle. So everything that you're doing now like this now has just been everything that you're doing like this now has just been arranged very well. So everything that is down here like this now is going to be the whooshes. So as the mouse is moving, is the mouse supposed to have a sound? That's just you're hearing the whoo. All this now is just to indicate that okay the mouse is moving. So now as you can see everything now it has its own sound. So that's just basically it with the sound design and everything. Just make sure that everything that you're doing just goes with its own sound. And it's not looking hard. What you can do later now is now you cannot add your background sound. Let's say you want to add a song to accompany this. But I've seen that recently online, a lot of people are like this particular style of just, of just like taking only the sound effects and just uploading. So in case were wondering how to actually do that style of animation, this is how you do it. You just get your sound animations, you just layer it. Yeah, because there are sometimes that the sound have to work together in particular layers. They don't have to be doing their own things. That's why you can see that this one like this now, when this animation is playing, you already have this other ambient sound at the back. So yeah, this is how you do everything. This is how you do sound sound effects for all of this. I think with that like this now, I can leave you guys. You guys can do a whole video like this by yourself at the moment. Yeah, and it's very, very cool. And I think, oh yeah. So before I go, since someone was talking about what they call it, expressions, one thing I realized recently is that Claude can make After Effects expressions. So if you have Claude on your PC or your whatever you're using, Mac, PC, anyone, Claude can now make After Effects expressions. All you just need to do is tell Claude, okay, I need expressions for this. Can you create it for me? Another thing you can do to get expressions is there's this site I use, School of Motion. So if at any point in time there's an expression that I need, like very, very urgent, this School of Motion must already like have a blog that they have posted about the expression. So let's say for example I want like a bounce expression. So School of Motion bounce expression. You can see it here. Bounce expression, School of Motion. It's like here already. Understand? You can just go there and copy it. Even if you say you want let's say countdown expression, After Effects. Yeah, you can see a lot of expression this thing here. But if I specify and say School of Motion, they'll most probably have an expression this thing. See? Expression session. So School of Motion has a lot of sites. For example, now okay, I'll show you some like whenever I see their website or I see their videos, I know that okay, this is actually um accurate. So you see Cinicom here, very, very cool site. You see School of Motion, very, very cool site. Um A scripts, and I don't think there's anybody that does motion graphics that doesn't know A scripts right now. They make a lot of cool things, and if they are showing you guys an expression, it's basically accurate. You understand? I think there was like I saw like Ivish Packer in here. This and Ivish Packer, this guy too is actually very, very accurate with his expressions. So if you're looking for expressions, like the question was asking, you know, that is like some of the places that you can actually check. And if you see that okay, these people posted an expression, it's cool. Now for Claude, hmm, if I come here and this is free Claude, so nobody should say is I don't have free version. If I say create me an expression for After Effects to count up to let's say $5,000 and send it into Claude. Claude will finish doing his magic, his juju. Yeah, let's close this. I think we're done with this one for now. I'm just going to be answering questions. Any questions that you guys have, let me know in the comment section so I'll be answering it. So Claude will write a script. You can see Claude has written a very good script like this. And What about plugins? Okay, I'll get to plugins soon. Claude has written a very cool script, and what I can do now is I can just copy this, stand, and when After Effects open my text property, I'm just going to paste it in my text property. Why is it not open? Okay, that's open. Let's create a dummy. This let's just uh create, let's say $0. Change the color to something else, black, and just increase size. 0. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to open this, see this source text, go to alt click, and hope I've copied what Claude gave me. Yeah, copy. I'm just going to paste this inside here. Now you can see that Claude now has given me the expression that I need, and everything now is just going to be following me and just going to be counting up like normal. So creating like creating expressions right now in After Effects is so simple that you can just ask Claude to do it, and Claude will make a very cool expression for you. I think let me test another expression. I've not tested this out before, but maybe it can do that. I knew about this what they call this expression, count up expression already because I've already tested it out. So let's say I want to make it like a bounce expression. Make a keyframe here, and I'm just going to drag that down. Oh, sorry. And I'm just going to come down here and let's just drag that down. Let's say I want to create like a bounce expression. If I tell Claude to create a bounce expression for me, create a bounce expression for me also. So like I'm not this is what I'm like I used to say normally that whenever you're working with Claude, whenever you're working with AI in like After Effects and stuff, you should be using it as like an assistant instead of like to substitute the value for you. So I think that's a problem. Let's see what Claude told us to do. Okay. Set oh Jesus. Set at least two keyframes. Yeah. Or paste the expression. Okay. Let's see what we are doing now. Let's see what Claude has given us. So oh I not copy the plug. I not copy the this thing. I not copy the code. Let's paste that in. Let's check that out. What's going on with this thing? Uh, so you can see that the bounce expression now is actually working. So I don't think there's any expression that you want to make right now or you want to use right now that Claude cannot just make for you from scratch. So work with Claude, test it out. Just any expression you want to do, Claude can help you out. I'll make a dedicated video on this separately. But for now, yeah, Claude and After Effects combination made in heaven. Now for the plugins that personally that me I use, I don't have plenty plugins, but the ones I have, first of all, I use Flow. This one I just started using it recently, and it's very very cool. It helps me visualize my keyframes very very like a whole lot faster. For example, instead of me hitting F9 and going to the graph editor, I can just say, okay, I want this to be like fast in and slow out. I can just double click on this. When I double click on that now, it just pastes the keyframe instantly for me like this. And I really, really love it. I just started using it recently and boy, I've been blown away. The second plugin I also use is Animation Composer. And Animation Composer is for, let's say, the days that, let's say, I have like a whole lot of work and I don't have time to be, you know, manually playing with every single animation and every single thing that I want to do. Let's get a shape inside here, for example. Okay, so now the motion presets here. This is Animation Composer by Mr. Horse. This one is totally free also. And with the motion preset like this now, you can see all these animations now can be easily imputed to any single device you want, any single file you want. Anytime I want to just create like a very sharp or very fast, animation, I can just use any of this because it's very, very cool. And maybe I'm hustling and I'm under deadline like this now, you can actually use this plugin. There are text animations here, you know, cinematography titles, all this. It's very, very cool. And I will say this also, please, if you're a newbie to After Effects, please don't don't go after plugins and presets very fast. You still need to learn the basics because there are sometimes that maybe the plugins don't have what you want, or there are some things that the plugins that you have to change. If you don't know how to change it, if you don't understand like how to actually make those things work on your own, you will shoot yourself in the leg. And maybe they're not trying to change something now and you can't. It's going to be a problem. So it has transition, 2D effects, cool backgrounds, overlays. When you're in a pinch, this plugin is very, very good. The next one I have is Motion Tools now. Motion Tools basically just, for example, see that bounce animation I created a what they call expression for. I can add it here. I can extract shape layers from keyframes. I can merge them. I can add stuff to nulls. I can make things elastic back. I can clone keyframes. So Motion Tools is another cool keyframe. As I say keyframe, another cool plugin that I use. I don't use it as much since I'm still using Flow. But anytime that I actually need it, I still have come back, find myself coming back here and just like keep using it. So then another one that I actually use again. Let me check. Oh, Element 3D. That was for working for with 3D animations and sorry for doing 3D animations in After Effects here. And I just recently upgraded to 2026 version of After Effects. So and I realized that the Element 3D now doesn't work with 2026 version of After Effects. Maybe they'll come up with a brand new one. I don't know. But the 2026 version of After Effects also allows you to work with 3D elements directly inside After Effects. So I've not tested it out yet. I'm still working on how I'm going to test it out. But yeah, that plugin also is very, very cool. Uh is there another one I use? I don't think there's any other one I use in particular. But those are the only like keyframes. I say keyframes. Those are the only like plugins that I have on my system that I use normally. So I hope this was going through this helped. Maybe I'll make a dedicated video to all for all the extensions I use. Oh Jesus, I almost forgot AUX. This is my baby. AUX now AUX as a plugin now. A lot of times when I'm working with Figma files, like in the video I posted last week, that I was working on that Abeg website and everything. I had to send like a UI of a website now into After Effects. So AUX is what helps me. So I can get the website from Figma and just shoot it straight into After Effects. It is so cool. I don't know. Some people were telling me that AUX gives them low quality files, but I've not experienced that personally. AUX always give me the highest possible render, and even if it doesn't, it's very easy to upscale it because you just hit the continuous rasterize button and everything just gets upscaled from the beginning. So don't forget AUX, very very cool plugin. I don't have any I don't have any problems with AUX. AUX has been good. And all of them, most of them actually can get there for free. For example, Mr. Horse, you can see animation composer here from Mr. Horse, and this is free. It's easy to download. You know, I forgotten when I downloaded Motion Tools from, but Motion Tools. I think the last one I got was Flow. So anyone you want to use, anyhow you are using it, it's gonna work out well for you. So I think this is, except there's any question. Okay, how can I get AUX? Getting AUX is actually pretty easy. Yeah. I have a video of on my channel that I taught people how to get AUX. What's going on in my mouse? Okay. So I have a video on my channel where I showed you guys how to get AUX. Uh, let's go to my channel. Where is that video again? You know what video is Figma to After Effects. Okay, yeah. If you want to get motion tools, this is the video for motion tools. So you can check out video. Say free plugin you should use 2026 and Figma to After Effects. Yeah. So how to export Figma to After Effects. In this video here, I walk you step by step how to get AUX, how to get it. If you are using a genuine version of After Effects, if you are using a less than genuine version of After Effects, and I know all of people there. Um, I showed you guys how to install AUX in your system. So you can check out that video if you actually need AUX. I don't know if there's any question from you guys want me to answer again. Is there any question? I'm still reading the chat. Yeah. 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 Maybe there's no questions. Maybe I'm just that good of a teacher. So this today has actually been a very fun class. I really like it. If you guys like this version of tutorials, I think I'll be doing it more, going live and just showing everybody the beginning to end of how I make animations. Without, normally I cannot cover a lot of things in like a 40-minute video, and I'll have to fast forward some things. So with this like this now, you guys have to go through the boring versions or the boring parts with me, yeah, and go to the interesting parts with me also. So I don't, I, I hope you guys like it. If you guys like it, please let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Please, if any of my videos have helped you guys in any way, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos. I really appreciate it. YouTube have changed their monetization policy, and I'm trying to get monetized for next year. And I'm really grateful, and I cannot get monetized without you guys watching. So if this video has actually helped you guys in any single way, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and watch more videos. Please watch more videos. I have a lot of videos on my channel, and I'll be doing a whole lot more crazy things. Like I'm trying to see if I can start interviewing other graphic designers, motion designers, and video editors in the space that have made it, like people that are like making six figures and people that have gone far. So I'm trying to see if I can start interviewing them so that I can give you guys more value, give you guys more content, make you guys know that okay, in this space like this, there's a lot of money to be made, and it's a very interesting space. So please, everybody, please like, share, subscribe, send this video to a friend that is into our world of tech, and I'll be really really glad that you did. So without talking too much, everybody, please remember to improve every day, to grow constantly, and to dream endlessly. I love every single one of you. God bless you. See you in the next video. It's gonna be a banger. Follow me on my social media platforms. Bye bye.